I can hear the birds chirping.
They go tweet, tweet, tweet.
I see demons out of the corner of my eyes. I got bees in my teeth, and I can hear everything.
So, we're doing a episode of The Dark Side. Hi there, everybody. My name is Chandler, and with me here today is
It's Matt.
It's Matt. We're gonna call this episode the Homebrew.
Homebrew.
The Homebrew Dark Side.
Episode whatever it is, 0.5.
0.5 Homebrew. I gotta start the timer. There we go.
Wow.
We'll go for like 45 minutes. So yeah, I finally made the investment. Dark Side is now more mobile than it's ever been.
We are mobile.
We're going mobile.
Going mobile. Yep, so we can assault your ears on the go.
On the go. There's nowhere we can't assault your ears.
But you're gonna have to pay if you want us to assault your ears in person.
Yes, indeed. That's the theater show that's coming up in 3 years.
Wow, that's a bit lofty, but okay.
Dude, we'll do it someday.
Someday in 3 years.
We will be Markiplier, man. It only took him.
Did Markiplier have a live show?
Dude, yeah, he has a live show. He's going around the country right now.
Doing what?
No, wait. Yes, he's going around the country right now, but he had a Europe show like a month ago where he met up with like Jacksepticeye and they went around, I think they had a German, like 1 or 2 German shows, a couple in the UK, and I think they might have had one in France.
What are they doing?
I guess it's just like, it's more or less an improv show.
Okay, yeah.
And I hear it's pretty successful. I mean,
I'd say so.
What I learned from like
just hearing that they're doing it, it's like, wow, probably that's probably working out for them, right?
That's the power of the internets, man.
Yeah. Too bad that's all going away.
Yep. Net neutrality is dead. Rome is burning. There's nothing we can do.
Olympus has fallen.
Call in the choppers. Olympus has fallen.
But that's nuts.
That is nuts.
I really couldn't think of anything else to add to that. I was like, yep, that's correct.
I'm going to field some of our viewers with questions. I'm actually going to go to Twitter too and see if I can find anybody alive.
I'm reckoning.
Yeah.
But how has your break been?
It's been okay. We're just getting over the, I don't know if they're record temps, but it's been pretty freaking cold.
It's been a little chilly outside, one could say.
It's been a little chilly.
When like the high is -1 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low is low.
Whoa.
With a wind chill.
Gotta get low.
Yeah,
Low. And yeah, it's been insane. And I've been having car troubles. That's my favorite Simpsons thing. Who's ready to rumble? We've been ready for 20 minutes. I was having car trouble.
Oh, goodness. The Simpsons.
The Simpsons. No, so we've been having record temps and record lows, and I can't roll up one of my windows in my car.
That is what we call problematic. You know what you could do? There's the one stuff. There's like the plastic wrap. It's kind of like, like your cling wrap, you know what I mean? But it's a bit more industrial than that you can put on.
I was gonna say, are you suggesting a plastic
Saran wrap? That's what I was looking for. Just the window.
Just the window?
You can't do that. They do have those for people who like get a window busted and like need it shut.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much it is. It's just something where you get, you know what I mean, a sheet of it, and then I think you just like blow dry it on or something.
I did have, yeah, that's actually, they use that at stores to wrap packages. I did have, oh god, Subway. Oh god.
It's coming back with a vengeance.
My roasted chicken, it attacka.
It's the snack that fights back.
The snack that'll fight you back.
The snack that snacks back. Indigestion. I didn't even pronounce that correctly, but I'm not going to try again. Indigestion. There we go. There it is. But, yeah, that is the most unfortunate time to have car trouble, is when it's negative a billion outside.
Oh, you know what the worst part is?
Having to drive somewhere.
Having to drive is a bad part of it. I don't mind driving to certain places, but no heat. Also a problem. I don't know what happened in my car. I think
Lord.
the fans don't work or something like that. Just no heat in the car at all. Sometimes I can't even defrost the windows. It's a problem. I tell you what.
Like, it just hurts me just to think about. And I don't know what would be wrong with your heat. I'm not a mechanic, so I guess I'm not going to try. But I would say you might want to get that fixed.
Might want to get it fixed.
But you know what? Today, it's a balmy 33 degrees Fahrenheit. So, that's good. And then tomorrow, it's supposed to be 51 degrees.
Really?
Yes.
So January kicks in, and we lose all the snow right away.
See, what it's going to do is it's probably going to, melt all of it, all the snow, so it's all just, you know what I mean, just liquid, mushy out, and then it's just going to freeze, and everything will be ice.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I was talking to somebody about that. I was like,
I think,
yeah,
I think next week is dropping back down to the teens.
What was it? I was actually listening. I had to drive back and forth. I didn't drive back and forth, but I had to ride back and forth to Saginaw. A little bit of last weekend this week, and heard they were talking about on the old radio. This is all part of, what is it? An Arctic bomb or something like that?
Oh, it's my favorite. It's a bomb cyclone.
Bomb cyclone. That's what it was.
What is that?
So
what is that naming? We need some more. It's like a Mad Libs throw
it's
it
a
together.
Bomb cyclone.
It's a bomb cyclone.
It's a bomb cyclone. It's. I was actually listening to this because it was
like Bomb Genesis. Like, what is this?
Yeah, it was on like a sports talk show too. So it's like they were talking about all sorts of things. And I'm gonna get a picture of Matt here. Hold on. Never, ever in our modern age disappoint the people by not taking a picture of things.
Yes, it's all documented.
Everything's documented. What was it? It's a rotating mass of cold air that was over us for a couple of weeks.
I get the cyclone part of it. I don't understand what the bomb part of it is.
Well, I think the cold air was actually, it's a mass of cold air that's supposed to stay in the north. Like, it's not supposed to move at all. But if it leaks out of the Arctic Circle, that's called like a bomb when it drops out of the Arctic Circle for whatever reason. Climate change, man. That's what it's all a part of.
You saw it snowed in the Sahara, supposedly.
Oh my God.
I
heard that story last year too, and it sounds like it's getting more and more regular, which is not a good thing.
Either that, or it's just like someone's like resurfacing an image on the internet, and they're like, "It snowed in the Sahara." And people are like, "Oh my God!"
The pyramids are covered in snow again.
Yeah,
maybe
again. Really? Or is it just someone just like, "Oh, I can use this image again," and cause quite a stir.
That's the thing about like Facebook and things like that. They just some images.
There's no guarantee that like image is from like the Sahara, because I know in the Gobi Desert it's been known. Excuse me, there's subways fighting me too. This like in the Gobi Desert it actually snows. I remember watching a documentary of a camel eating snow in the desert. I'm like, this is strange.
He's like, physical water.
He's like,
I can dig it.
Physical cold water, sure.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's okay. I do remember when it snowed in Egypt, and they actually have that was a big deal, but I think that was like 2 or 3 years ago, which might mean it was actually 5 years ago, because I'm finding more and more what I think was like 2 or 3 years ago was actually like 5 years ago, or even up to 6 years ago.
Stinking. 2012, 6 years ago.
It's so weird to think about.
Where does the time go?
The new millennium is legal now.
No, I mean, no, not quite. 2019, yes, because they will all have hit their birthdays.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So there you go.
I wanted to bring it back to the mic. This is not a good segue. We haven't done this in a while. We took.
Ooh, we're rusty. But, that means Alex is going to be even more rusty. If you know where he is, we left him back at SVSU. And we're not kidding. He's still there.
Did he didn't stay the whole time, though, did he?
He's left periodically, but for the most part, he stayed the whole time.
If
he went back for, the holidays. He went somewhere for New Year's. But all that time in between, he's been there.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to attempt to make the move over to Saginaw starting in April, because not that I don't like our old small town. It's just not a lot to do here.
Yep.
And not a lot of hours.
Oh, yeah. Or opportunities, yeah.
Opportunities.
Oprah 2020. I remember seeing that, and I was just like, well, if there's any celebrity that I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay, sure.
It's better than Kanye.
How about I'm not gonna be that guy who's like, I don't like Oprah. I like Oprah. Oprah's cool. And any other Kanye, you know what? If he actually sat down, he was like, I do actually have a plan for what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
And it's like
as someone who's listened to his music, it's kind of like, nah, I don't know. I don't think this guy should be president. Please makes good music, but
please don't touch my country.
Yeah. But
I understand you're a citizen.
The one thing is just I don't know, Oprah synonymous with you get this and you get this and you get this. Everybody gets this.
Everybody gets free car.
Exactly. You get a free car. You get a free car. Everybody gets free cars.
Or the other one. Oh, did you hear about this? I don't have all the facts. And it's probably an obscure tweet I looked at a month or so ago.
Well, in that case, it was 3 years ago.
It was 3 years ago. But it was something about. So everybody's calling out the Trumps. Not everybody's a fan of the Trumps. Whatever. And it's yeah, there's probably a couple of actual good things that are probably coming out of this administration, just superseded by all the crap. But Don Jr. thinks Ellen is running a secret organization to disrupt the nation.
That's incredible. Dude, I always knew an Ellen when she's dancing. It's all plot.
I was just thinking.
It's all a gag.
Dancing was
get us
subliminal messaging to corrupt the minds of America.
I could just picture the meme video where you know what I mean. Someone you know what I mean makes a conspiracy video about Ellen. I could imagine it now. And yep.
When she dances like this is the call to arms. We hope that it never happens.
There's they take video footage and then they as it's going, they zoom in on her face and it turns red. That whole thing, you know what I'm talking about?
Requiem for a Dream starts playing.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yes.
She's dancing. She dances.
Slow. And then there's demonic voices or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
all
really
the doomsday people are like, and this is the end of civilization.
Honestly, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, this is an Alex Jones, a real thing that he could do and say, and I would believe it 100%. And by believe it, I mean believe that he did it, not believe the conspiracy. But it's real, people. She's coming for you.
She's coming for you.
That should be the thumbnail. It's just Ellen, but just red.
With the white eyes and stuff. It's Ellen, she's coming for you.
Ellen ruins America. There's a clickbait title for you. I bet you Alex is what is this?
It pops. It's gonna pop up on his feed. It's Ellen ruins America.
Who made this? We made this.
I'm sad, but he's over in Saginaw. He's doing his thing.
Oh, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
He's dead. No, he's not dead. Did you watch the?
I watched Anchorman too. Oh, wait, no, what was it?
No. I'm talking about in the Rooster Teeth Extra Life stream. Blaine kept going because they're talking about how Carrie wasn't there for the too spooky part. He's dead, and I was like, no, Blaine, shut up for real. Stop it. He's dead.
Ugh.
He's dead.
All right.
Man, how about that Star War?
How about that Star War?
Dude, I thought Force Ghost, Jar Jar Binks was a bit much. Okay, too soon.
Listen. When George says, "Hey, I want to sell this action figure again," I feel like I could be hitting this market. You got to find a way.
Nothing pleases me more than the sound bit of George Lucas saying, Jar Jar. Jar Jar's the key to all of this. Because it's used so much in any video about Star Wars, but it's still, like, it brings a smile to my face that he thought that.
It's the key.
It's the key to all this. And then, like, him realizing that he wanted to take stuff out of the Phantom Menace, but couldn't because it's like the stories are too interwoven together. Yeah. It's like I can't take out anything because it all weaves together. I can't touch it. I think George Lucas realizes he created something bad, but couldn't fix it. He's just like, we would spend too much money trying to fix this.
Yeah, it's like, I don't blame the dude for, like, what was it, 93 or was it 95 when he started adding all the stuff to the originals? It's like, the dude had a plan.
He's just like, oh man, I could imply more of like my vision and stuff to whatever, but just like you didn't have to. No. Some of the stuff's okay. Some of the scenes, like in A New Hope, like at the end, like like the run where they're just like the accident in space, it doesn't really like detract that much. Like they don't look that much different, and it's like okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. And I don't mind like they added a little bit more depth to certain bits where it's like, oh look, droids, that little bit, and they added more stormtroopers. Like there would probably be more things going on in the scene. Nothing bad with that.
Right.
But, like, I didn't need all the extra shots of Tatooine.
Yeah.
I've seen
some of them are goofy. Other ones are fine. There's the one, like, Return of the Jedi where they redid the, like the singers and stuff in Jabba's palace.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't really that necessary.
No.
Oh, well, this one, I guess they kind of had to do, but the one where, oh, isn't that a deleted scene, though, where Han goes and talks to Jabba? No, that's in the movie.
It's not... Is it in the... Yes, it is in the new revision, yes.
Yeah, well, but like I think it was a deleted scene.
It was a totally deleted scene.
Because like Boba Fett's there, too, and he just looks and just, as they say, spikes the camera. He just looks at the camera and then walks on. I was like, why?
Yeah.
That was unnecessary.
It was a whole thing where it's like... And the scene is basically... Greedo. It's the Greedo scene again.
Yeah.
It's like
I need the money.
I need the money.
But I think because in the original shot it's just like a person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He was gonna stand
But I think it makes the line when it's like Jabba and Han says, Jabba, you're a wonderful human being. I find that really funny.
Yeah.
Like that's like it's like a joke made, you know what I mean? I'm like, I think that's funny.
In the post it was like it's post what it was is a funny, very funny.
Yeah, I'm like, I like that line. It's just funny to me.
Should we go into spoiler territory with
the new Star Wars?
Last Jedi?
I would say give thoughts on it without spoilers, and then you can spoil it because it has been out for quite some time.
So here's the thing: everybody's mad about the Luke situation. Like he's just a grumpy old man.
I thought it was fine. Also, I was gonna make a joke because spoiler. I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler. How Luke's just like. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the Force, you know what I mean? It's not that great. It's just like the Force goes like Jar Jar, and then Rey's just like, "Come on, I want to know how to learn the Force." And I just picture like Ghost Jar Jar like next to Luke, like, "Yeah, come on, Luke, teach her."
Like, teach her the Force. I'm like, I don't even know what are you?
But it's just like Rey can't.
Ray can't see
him.
And that's why he's just upset the whole time. No, I can't.
But as a whole, because I went and saw it a second time, I've only seen it twice. I don't know. Well, I'll say about seeing it because everyone's just like, if you didn't like it the first time, go see it again and you like it more. The seeing it the second time, the stuff that I liked more. The stuff I didn't like, I liked. You know what I mean? Less. Like okay. I you know what I mean? I disliked it more. So
the hole in the area where it's like, oh, I didn't like this part, it gets even like deeper when it's like, wow, I really don't like this part.
Yeah, it's just
Cut it
yep,
out.
you're reaffirming okay. I guess it was really short lived, but do we want to get into spoilers now?
Really quick, I want to touch
Yeah.
on one thing. So I've talked to like a couple of people who are like deep Star Wars fans. Like, I love Star Wars, and a couple of them are like, this movie ruined it for me. And it's like,
I wouldn't say it ruined it, but it did some things where it's just like, I don't like that going forward type deal.
Yeah. Here's my thoughts though. Like, there's a lot of people who are super upset with how Luke was. Here's how I look at it.
I thought Luke was fine.
Well, here's how I'm seeing it as a character thing. The Clone Wars was like World War II for us. And that's where you get this idolization of the Jedi, even if you're like more on the Empire side, you're like, well, the Jedi were a big deal. You know, greatest generation, all that stuff.
Right.
Then Empire happens. That is Vietnam. That's all these kids who grew up with the idealizations of like the Old Republic trying to remake that and just getting their asses handed to them, you know, fight after fight. And like Luke sitting here, like Obi-Wan's like, yeah, I fought with everybody in the Clone Wars and it was a pretty good time, you know. And we tried to bring balance, but, you know, stuff just went through. But, you know, I saw, like, that's where Obi-Wan is, like, he's the wise old man because he saw a lot of good things during that war.
Right.
Like,
well, I mean...
Well, he saw...
He saw a lot of good things during the war.
Yeah,
like, that's a weird way to phrase it.
He saw, like, a lot of small bits of light in a very dark time. And that's where he comes back, where he's like, well, yes, I believe, Luke, you can bring balance to the Force and you can, you know, fix a lot of things. Luke is sitting there like, oh man, Obi-Wan did all these awesome things, not actually experiencing those things or hearing about them from a lot of other people.
Right.
He's like, Luke did all these awesome things. Weight of the world's on his shoulders. And that's why he's like this, because then he fights the Empire and wins, but the Empire keeps going. And now we're in, like, I don't know what to call this period. Maybe like the Middle East from 1990 to now period, where it's like this, you keep trying to stop, like, you want to be part of that generation that helped stop evil in the world. See, but evil just keeps popping up.
The thing that I don't understand, especially like this, I guess is a problem with this new trilogy in general. They, in, you know, like Return of the Jedi, blowing up the Death Star again, blowing up like the big super ship, blowing up a lot of Star Destroyers. It honestly didn't, like, I mean, I know this is years later, but when you get to the Force Awakens, it's like nothing happened to the Empire. Like, it's still like, you know, it's the First Order, but like nothing really changed that much.
Yeah,
it's just like same Empire, new leadership. You know what I mean?
Pretty much.
It's just one of those things where it's just like, and then there's like the Resistance. I'm just like, how? Because like everyone didn't like the Empire, but it's just like they were too powerful to overtake. Once they, you know what I mean, destroyed them and brought like peace. How is it not like, you know what I mean? How did this repeat again?
Yeah,
these are those things I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me.
And it's just, yeah, it's like it doesn't make sense in like the macro view of the movies. But I'm sure like if you got a little mini series like, oh yeah, it was a bunch of mini Empire uprisings coming back in, you know, a big conglomerate and stuff.
See, like I feel like they should at least be on equal ground, like a World War II situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like two armies fighting each other, not like one conquering force and then a rebellion again. It's just like I don't understand how that happened again.
And it's like it's this whole idea of like, well, basically the First Order was the ones on the run for the whole time between, you know, Return of the Jedi and
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Sorry about that. But it's like, yeah, and in the background they were building this thing, so it only looked like they were on the run the whole time. And it's like, that's a pretty uneven grounding there.
Right.
You've got all those resources, but that's where in the characterization of everybody. That's why I think Luke works in this movie, just because it's like he's trying and he's trying and he's trying, and ultimately he's not seeing progress. And then he tries to train new Jedi, and immediately, like the one Jedi he's really hoping is going to work out, he's like, "Oh crap, you're basically Darth Vader too, and I've seen the future." And it's like, well, you know, I've seen the light.
He's just like, I know this happened once, I fought it, and now it's going to happen again. He's like, crap, not again.
It's like, what do I do? And it's my nephew There's no winning here, and that's the worst part of it all. So and that's why I feel yes, this Luke worked because of that, and that's why Han Solo worked because of that, because he wasn't even ideal. He wasn't like an idyllic child in during the Empire times, fighting to bring back peace. Mm-hmm. He's just a dude that was dragged in. Yeah. He was a dude in Vietnam who was enlisted. He doesn't want to be there.
I guess yes and no to that, because at first he didn't. You know what I mean? He's just like, he was just going to help smuggle some people to Alderaan. That was his job. And he took it because they were going to pay him enough money to pay off his debts. Like, he's just straight up like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just like, as he says in A New Hope, I'm just in it for the money. He's just like, I don't care. And then, you know what I mean? He kind of grows a conscience. He's like, all right, well, these are good people, so I'll help them out. And then he gets kind of like roped in. In an Empire, once again, he tries to leave. He's like, I got some debts to pay. I got to leave. And they're like, really? But then they get attacked. So,
yeah.
It kind of.
It's a lot of things. It's like, that's why I think it works. It's just because it makes sense in the context of, yes, I want to see what happened beyond, Return of the Jedi.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with this besides like the uneven grounding of the First Order and stuff. And like now we're back into like, now everybody's on the run again. And but I think now they're actually on even footing.
Wait, what?
After the events of The Last Jedi, I think now they're actually on even footing. Because
no way, dude. No, there's no way. I mean, they're gonna I guess we'd have to go into spoilers, but I guess this is a spoiler warning. At the end of The Last Jedi, all of the Resistance can fit on the Millennium Falcon. They get, decimated so small, and no one wants to help. No one wants to fight them anymore. Because that's the whole thing, is they call for help, and no one comes to help them. They're like, we don't want to. I could see it turn around very quickly at the beginning of whatever the third movie is going to be called and stuff like that in the series. But it's just like, it's now like the beginning of a rebellion again, because there's just like a handful of people. And they're like, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, never mind. I retract my statement. That's true.
You know what I mean? Because like, they all died. They're like, bore the spark that lights the fire. I was just like, stop saying that, because that one that just already doesn't sound good to me, like or the spark that lights the fire that burns the First Order down. I'm like, first of all, in terms of like the Force and stuff, that doesn't sound very good. It's like a very anger-filled thing. Okay?
Yeah, that's like, you shouldn't want to burn things, and maybe that's how this all started in the first place. The Emperor wanted to destroy every facet of society.
The one thing that they should do is, because it's one of those things too where like there's not a whole lot of rebels, and I get it that the Empire is very oppressive, but like everyone has to agree that like the Empire and like the First Order is just bad. Like they don't do anything. It's not like one of those things where I guess they are just pretty much like the Nazis, where it's just like everyone else that's not like what I mean, not like living in Germany is like they're bad. You know what I mean? Whereas just like the internal people are like, yeah, we're doing a good thing.
Yeah.
There's one of those things where it's just like they're just genuinely evil. Like there's no justification for it.
You know what I'd like to actually see in the next one is like unexpected turns. Well, like expected but unexpected. Like now, like the First Order is. Yes, I agree. Now they're not on even footing, but the First Order is basically crumbling in certain places because they. Spoiler. When did we last? Go to the. Yeah, I'm gonna leave up a little note here. Go to this time for 0 spoilers. Snoke is dead.
Yeah.
So like, there's a whole like facets of the First Order, and that's the thing with the First Order in the first place, was that it was part of a crumbling system of the Empire that wanted to keep going, couldn't figure it out, and then somebody rose up and they're like, okay, let's do this. You get your ships over here. You get your ships over here. We're the First Order now. Now I want to see like factions of the First Order fighting each other for control. Well,
that's what they said. Like the Force Awakens. You know what I mean? Like the like group splintered off, but the one that like rose above, or at least like kind of like joined them all together, was the First Order. And that's how they kind of just like, I guess, I'm like, let's just rendezvous here and kind of just get a head count and gather, and then we'll go from there.
Yep. And I want to see like let's say they manage to get a ship together, like another couple of cruisers, and it's a First Order versus Resistance fight, and suddenly like a third Star Destroyer pops out of nowhere and starts lighting up the First Order guys, and it's like, what's going on? And it's like, oh, these guys they've got a little bit of a bigger crew, and they want to take this area for themselves.
And it's also like because like I rewatched Rogue One, and in Rogue One, like that final like fight scene above like Scarif, that's more of like an even footing like battle than, you know what I mean, any of like the stuff I've seen in the Last Jedi or like the Force Awakens, where it's just like,
what happened?
Yeah,
where did all your people
how
go?
did this New Republic mess up that badly again in 30 years? Because
there's a better prequel. Where did it go? I'd like to see the kind of like a little mini series of
where did we go wrong again?
Yeah,
because like it made sense like the first time. Like I guess credit to George, which is like, oh yeah, we have this big unstoppable like force. You know, we have this Republic. We have like the Jedi. We have all these clones, and the clones turned on them. They already became such a dominant force through that it was you know what I mean? It's just like it made sense how they could conquer so much. It's just like they're already this big thing, and people had accepted because they're like, oh, they're our saviors. They, you know what I mean, fought the Separatists. Like, cool, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, and then they turned bad. Yeah. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But now it's just like, I don't understand. They don't have that infrastructure anymore.
And even if you like, they're like, yeah, we've got all these powerful weapons. It's like, as soon as somebody sees a triangle ship fly into their orbit, they're gonna start like ramping up. You know, I don't think anybody's gonna, unless you've got like such a weak infrastructure on the planet already, you're not gonna let them land and be like, okay, this is a First Order planet now. No.
All right. It's just like, obviously there's gonna be some like Empire like stronghold somewhere where they could all like join up and stuff, but like them having Starkiller Base and all these ships and all these troops, it goes back to the thing, The Last Jedi. Where do they get the money for all of this? You know what I mean? They already invested money in one Death Star, blew that up. Okay, you invested in like Empire. You got like the big ship. It's like, okay, you bought that.
And don't forget, in making that first Death Star, and I guess the second, they killed their workforce.
Yep.
The people, the things that built the first Death Star were the Geonosians.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And then they wiped them out because it's like, well, you can't talk.
Yeah. We can't build another one.
Oh yeah, you've got this knowledge, and whoever's got all this stuff,
they don't bring up, I guess, in Rogue One.
Nope.
Actually, yeah. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. That doesn't add up then, because like, the Geonosians and stuff were building their Death Star, like the one dude. But then they're talking about how Jin's dad, you know what I mean, was like had to develop like the super weapon and stuff. It's like, well, weren't the Geonosians making it?
I think the Geonosians were in charge of
just the structure,
space station,
and then they're just like, we just got to figure out how the weapon works.
Yeah, like how do we make a lightsaber that big enough to destroy a planet?
Yeah, how do we shoot like a big lightsaber at something?
Pretty much. And then like, and I like that because they never bring it up anywhere really, except for Rebels, where it's like I think they actually end up going to Geonosis just after the Death Star leaves. Like after they're done constructing it over the planet, it's like, wow, there's no life signs on this planet. What happened here?
Right.
Bad things happen.
But I don't know. Star Wars, man. But some of the stuff, and like The Last Jedi that I disliked even more. I feel bad to say it, but the whole character of Rose, seeing it a second time, I'm like, I despise you. You are. And, like, I kind of want to, like, on the actress, but, like, one, like, the line delivery was just cheesy. I guess, like, it could just be her lines. Stuff that she does in the movie, you know what I mean? Where it's just, like, the saving Finn by crashing into him.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because, like, when you watch it the second time, because, like, the first time you watch it, you know, you just process it and everything, you're like, oh, okay, she did to save him. You look, I'm like, dude, that would have killed you both. Like, the way that like, they hit and, like, they break apart and stuff. Like, that would have just killed you both. But I was just like, you know what I mean? The whole, like, speech about just, like, it's not about, you know, destroying what we hate. It's about saving what we love. Okay, well, with you doing that, they're going to blow open that door and then kill everybody. What'd you accomplish?
And then you're like...
You killed more. You could have had one person die, which, I mean, like, I know that sucks and you like that person. or you could have the 30 people left die.
Yeah, and you're 15 feet away from the rest of the army, so there's like a 10% chance they're not going to blow you up on the spot. So your thought process here is solid stuff.
That was just dumb. Everyone's just like, oh, I hate the whole Canto Bite part. And I didn't mind it. I didn't like the whole running through the town on the alien horses. That I didn't like. But some of the other stuff, I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. I like the JD, Benicio del Toro's character, the smuggler with a stutter.
Yeah.
I liked him. And I felt like he was going to redeem himself, kind of like a Han Solo thing, but he didn't. But I don't know. I'd like to see that character again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he played a good bit part. I'm like, he seems interesting. I want him to.
I think that role though, no shame on Benicio, but that could have gone to somebody else, like a new actor.
I mean, what do you?
He
hadn't been in Star Wars before. So.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, he's a good actor and whatever, but that role could have gone to somebody new, somebody hadn't seen before.
Oh, I see. It's just a new actor.
Yeah, because Benicio, it feels like he doesn't need to be any of the roles he's been in, in the big sci-fi features. I feel like he's just picking up a paycheck.
I didn't think he phoned it in or anything.
No,
and if Star Wars is if someone approaches you want to be in Star Wars, I'd be like, yeah. He was also supposed to be Darth Maul, and then George Lucas cut all the lines for Darth Maul, and Benicio's just like, well, I'm out because this isn't a job anymore, so he left.
Yeah.
And they just gave it to the stunt guy. That's the origin of Darth Maul. So maybe it's just oh, I get to be in Star Wars now. So it's just one of those things where it's
you're actually a character. My action figure, press the button, he'll actually say things.
Yes. He actually has lines more than just one.
All right. So let's get out of Star Wars talk. The spoiler warning is going away. Let's actually just sit for a second. I want to see how silent we can get. Oh, that's nice. I love audio, and we can we get a nice level here. There's just a blank line.
That's nice.
Not picking up any audio.
That's pleasant. But all right, I don't know. What do you want to talk about now?
Well, I was gonna bring up. We got the Homebrew podcast going here, and I had one heck of a time this morning with your microphone.
Yeah.
Something about it. There's this brass part in the handle there. I put on the wrong microphone holder. Apparently, the one that comes with the microphone. You're not supposed to do that, I guess. And I spent an hour trying to remove the brass bit that's connected to the arm from the microphone holder because they didn't fit together. And I'm like,
wow,
it works now, and I'm very happy with it. But I need to express a grievance because that is poor.
You're gonna fight somebody.
I gotta fight somebody whoever created this damn thing. I'll kill him. I'll kill him with my bare hands.
All right now.
And my bare hands.
Speaking of equipment, and that's the only way I could segue this. One thing that I got for Christmas that I am grateful for is a terabyte hard drive for my Xbox. That's nice. It is something I recommend to anybody that has a 500 gigabyte console, either PlayStation or Xbox. Get a terabyte extra hard drive. 1.5 terabytes. You can download a lot of games.
And that sounds like a rad time. I'm finding I don't want any games. I'm new to Xbox One, relatively new.
There was one out of the new games coming out, I didn't really want anything, but there was one game that I wanted to, just seeing gameplay and stuff. I'm just like, oh man, I really like that, and that was Rainbow Six Siege. So I got that, and playing it, it's a lot of fun. It's what I expected it to be, so that's cool. And then I also bought, just because it was on sale for $10, and I told you about it. There's the Batman Return to Arkham bundle, and so it has Batman Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, and
bless you, sir.
I'm allergic to it. No, but I played all through Arkham Asylum, and then you beat the story, did all of the Riddler challenges. It wasn't really that bad doing all the Riddler challenges, but I don't know. It still took time. I'm like 86% complete out of like the 100%. I'm like, ooh, but you have to do all like the challenges, like the challenge mode, and they're so hard. Like I used to be really good at that game, like doing like combos and stuff. Not anymore. Like I've completely lost it.
It's lost. Well, I guess this is a good point to bring up an equipment thing on my side, and this is something for all of our listeners and viewers out there. How would everyone feel about Let's Plays? I recently got some recording equipment, and I'd actually like to do maybe like a Grump style Let's Play in like Asylum.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun, and
and just in an asylum, actually.
In an asylum,
it's actually in real life.
We don't bring the cameras or anything. We keep a microphone off to the side, and like the creepy people come.
You just play like whispers every so often.
I will get you.
Yeah, like what was that? We put it like backwards and stuff, so people gotta really work for it.
Like all of a sudden, this plays backwards. It's like, so, what was that, Matt? Did you understand what that said? I didn't understand what that said.
No, I didn't.
We'll have to check the recording later.
I bet you that sounds terrifying backwards, especially like in a whisper.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, and I'm excited for that. I still have to mess with it a little bit because I tried recording from my laptop. I did a recording of what was it? Far Cry Blood Dragon. And sometimes the video would screw up. It would stop recording or something, or would stop processing or whatever, and it would mess up. So maybe I got to dumb the quality down even more or something like that.
That's unfortunate.
It still looks good from what I've
Right.
seen, but I could show you later like what I recorded. But yeah, it's got to go down a little bit. Let's take some questions from the Peanut Gallery. Here's some suggestions for things. Hold on.
Subway with a vengeance.
With a vengeance. I'm back with a vengeance. What is that from?
I do not know.
I'm trying to brain. I can't remember. I think it's from Teen Titans.
Sure.
The original. Yeah.
The original.
My Twitter friend Caleb Jordan suggests we could talk about anticipated video games, movies, the Logan Paul situation. Do you have any idea of any cons you want to go to, things like that?
See, in a way, like the one I'd always like to go to is RTX because I think that'd be fun no matter what. But a lot of cons I wouldn't want to go to just because I'm someone who I want to like maximize experience, and you just can't at those conventions. Like you can't see everything. You can't, You know what I mean? So I kind of like walk away just feeling like, oh, I didn't do everything though. You know what I mean? And I missed out on this, or like there's this event going on here and I missed out on that. It's just like I can't maximize the experience, which is unfortunate. So like a lot of them was like, it'd be cool, but at the same time I'm like, oh, I don't want to like miss all this stuff.
I get that feeling because even with RTX, because I looked up one year, they had the app where you can you can make your itinerary and things. And I was looking at it, and there was things that like if I was there, I'd wanted to go to. I'm like, oh yeah, I'd love to go to these things, and then like eventually looking at like the third day, it was like, man, there's so many things I want to go to that I can't, like panels and things. It's just insane. Definitely would love to sit in on the spot.
God, that would be ridiculous.
Maybe this year will be the year because they just finished up Guardians sign up for RTX.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
That has got to be a brilliant strategy because I don't think they pay those people. The Guardians.
Yeah, probably not. It's probably a volunteer service, but it's such a great strategy.
Yeah, and in that, I think there's probably like some tax write-offs or something in that.
Yeah, maybe something
where it's like, oh, it's like an internship or something like that, and they get a big tax write-off, and it's like brilliant, but it's also like, I wouldn't mind because it's actually something kind of cool to get to participate in. It's interesting stuff. Yeah, RTX would definitely be the one we'd be interested in going to, but it's like, You know what? Actually, this year could be the year, especially if we divert funds from pilot shorts. Because starting with, I think this podcast, I'm going to set up a PayPal account and we're going to start seeing if we can get AdSense. Probably won't work out.
I mean, yeah, might as well. Couple cents.
Couple of cents. Well, I think I remember when I first opened it up, and I think it just, when your videos started pulling in stuff, we get like just a little rough estimate. We made about 50 cents, I think, at one point.
That's a sucker or an airhead.
That's an airhead, man. Woohoo! That's one bottle of Coke.
No, 50 cents, not even.
Oh, well, no, that's how much it costs. That's the returnables in Michigan.
Ah, yeah. Yes.
That could be one. No, maybe 3 bottles of Coke.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting thing. Do you want to talk about the Logan Paul bullshit?
Not really. I mean, I don't want to say I don't care, but what I would say is what everyone else says. It's bad. Go away.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything to add
it's
to
like
it.
YouTube should have probably struck his channel for a little while or something like that. Like,
well, no, I mean, I'm not sure if YouTube took it down or he just took it. I think he took it down himself. Yeah, you should get like a strike or something. Or if those aren't even a thing anymore. Because I remember that was a thing. But yeah, I don't really have anything to add to.
It's an interesting situation. It's just like, and it's something to learn from. We all learn from it.
Vigimo games.
Vigimo games.
What's your most anticipated Vigimo game?
Oh, I haven't been keeping up with.
I can tell you
year's.
like the only one where I'm like, ooh, because it's coming, but Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2.
But
yeah.
even then, I have like, I'm optimistic, but I'm like cautious. I'm like, I want to see some actual like gameplay and stuff first, and stuff like that. Where it's just like, it's Rockstar. I don't think they let me down, but didn't they make? Were they the ones that made Mafia 3? Or was it a different company? It might have been a different company.
I think,
you know what I mean. It was like that one. I didn't play it myself, but like my roommate at the time was playing it, and it just seemed kind of like lackluster. It was kind of like hyped to be this big thing, and it was kind of like, eh.
I think Rocksteady
Maybe.
worked on that.
But you know what I mean. It's just things where it's just like, I don't know. Just because, you know what I mean, the company has a good track record doesn't mean they can't make, you know what I mean, a bad game. I don't think it'll be bad, but you never know.
I'm hoping for a more solid story because I think
I thought Red Dead 1 had a solid story.
No, but like in the Rockstar lineage, I think GTA 5 was a major dip in story just because of the character swap feature.
Yep. I agree. Actually, yeah, I hope they don't do that again.
I'm sure they won't, but I'm just hoping, like, now that they've got the single character, it's going to be a very, very solid story.
Right.
That I probably won't play because I like...
Haven't they said when it takes place? Because a lot of people don't realize that, like, the first Red Dead took place in 1911, which is just, like, the very end of the West. That's actually, man, 1911. Like, that's... You're almost having World War I.
Right.
You were right there.
What? Yeah, I never even thought about that. Which is crazy. When does...
Because my great-grandpa was born in 1911. I was like, dude, he was... You know what I mean? And it's just like that correlation. I'm like, that's strange to me.
Take place. People suggesting it takes place before Red Dead Redemption 1.
I figured. Some are saying that it's kind of like a prequel to it.
Yeah.
The thing that aggravates me, and I've said this before, I'm not sure if I've said it on this podcast, but Red Dead Redemption was like a spiritual successor because there was Red Dead Revolver and then there's Red Dead Redemption, and now this new game is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
And it's just like saying Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back 2. It's like,
yeah.
No, I mean, but I guess it's not like a direct, like Red Dead Redemption was a direct sequel. So, but it's still just like, just name it something else. Red Dead Renegade, Red Dead
something. Yeah, just it's something different.
Because it's not like people are gonna be like, Red Dead Renegade, what's that? You know what I mean?
You're stupid.
It's just like,
And all your advertising stuff is just virtually like Red Dead Redemption 2 or Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah.
yeah, or just like, yeah, it's just like, if you said it's Red Dead, you know what I mean, something else, they're gonna know what it means. You know, be like, oh man, another one of those games.
Pretty much.
But I don't know. That's just my one gripe with them. It's like, why'd you call it Red Dead Redemption 2?
Why did you call it Red Dead Redemption 2?
I don't know. That's the one problem I have with it is the name, especially if it was a prequel. It's like Red Dead Redemption 2, which takes place before the first Red Dead Redemption. It's like, what? Why?
What?
Why do you name it this way? But I don't know. I'd probably be like GTA, where they're like unrelated stories, because I don't think it's happening in the same area. But I don't know. You never know.
Never know. I'd like world building. Like if we get another Grand Theft Auto, because I think it hasn't been like alluded to, like Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto kind of take place in the same.
Now that I think about it, though, that's probably be unless they make like a Bully 2, if they're or a Bully 3. I'm not sure if there's just a Bully 2. Someday. I feel like that would be like the next game they would make. I'm just like, I couldn't care less. But if that's not the case, then it's kind of like weird to think. It's like, oh man, GTA like 6 would be the next game up.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, oh man, it's almost like it feels like too soon, but it's GTA 5's been out since 2013.
Right. It's insane.
Which is 5 years. That game is 5 years old. Another one, and this is, I guess, I'm anticipating its announcement in 2018, but Halo 6, it's been 3 years since Halo 5 released.
Really?
And they have not said anything about Halo 6, which excites me. It's like, that means they're putting time and effort into a video game.
Or...
But I already have a theory, so let me lay out my my theory.
I'm gonna sit back
because like 3 is probably going to, because like Halo really isn't, you know what I mean, like much anymore. Like Halo 5 is like, oh yeah, Halo 5, you know, people picked it up and played it, but it's not that as big as it was. You know, they're gonna go all out for Halo 6, maybe even a new engine. But Halo 6 is like more of like the tester for the new engine for wherever games are gonna do after Halo. You know what I mean? They're gonna, you know what I mean, set it up, be like, boom, you know what I mean? Halo 6, you want this, and it's just all this, like, you know, crazy stuff, and they're just gonna use that engine for whatever, you know, new property they make after that. That's gonna be my guess. You know what I mean? It's a very like,
so it's gonna be like,
it's almost like a very glorified tech display.
So
it's like, check this out.
Do you think that, like, story wise, like, you're not excited for?
I'm excited to see, like, yeah, because they've put in so much time into it. Like, the story, I'm like, no story takes 3 years, but if you take 3 years on something, you have more time to work on it and make it better.
Hopefully it's whittled down to more or less the best.
I don't expect it to have a bad launch, that's for sure. You know what I mean? How they're like, oh yeah, we just made it in a year, and we don't know if it's going to work.
It's so you're hoping that when it comes out, it's what I'm expecting is like that, except it's going to be like a silent kind of like retirement of Halo, where it's like what they're doing now. Like Halo 5 came out and it was kind of like just a multiplayer.
Everyone hated the story. No one's like, oh yeah, the story for Halo 5 was good.
It felt like just a way to get a new multiplayer.
Yeah, so I feel like they'll go all out for 6 in both multiplayer and story. And what I mean by that is, I just think, personally, I think they might go with, like, a new engine. Because at this point, like, if you use, like, the Halo 5 engine, it might be too outdated at that point.
Pretty much. You know what I kind of would enjoy as a not-so-huge Halo fan, but I think I'm a big enough Halo fan because I've looked into the lore. I really enjoy the lore. More ODST, like, storylines.
That would be nice. I didn't mind Halo 3 ODST.
No.
Some people didn't like it. It was like a fine little thing. I wish, I don't know. I guess because it was really just supposed to be that's what's called Halo 3 ODST. It's supposed to be DLC. For Halo, like it's like a DLC campaign and like select some maps that come with it. I kind of wish it was a little bit more than just that. but I still enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I think no, you can't get it on the one, can you?
You can with the Master Chief Collection.
Oh well.
If you when because when the Master Chief Collection first came out, they're having issues and stuff, and if you like bought it and like played it in that time, you got ODST for free, or you can like buy it again, and it's just like as like DLC for the Master Chief Collection. So yeah, you can play it on that one.
That actually makes me kind of want to go out and get the Master Chief Collection.
Plus, if you get the Master Chief Collection, you have Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4.
That's true. And in the new collection, it's like Halo 2 has all of the revamped stuff to it.
Yeah, Halo 1 and 2 are both remastered.
Looks so good.
That could also be the other thing we're working on is remastering Halo 3.
Oh my god. Oh, a remaster.
Because Halo 3 came out in 2008, so this is its 10-year anniversary. Because that's what they've been doing for all the games.
Oh, dude.
Because in 2011, they released Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary, and then it was 2005, so like 2015. No, that doesn't seem right. Maybe not. But let me check for Halo 3
I feel
release
like,
date.
It was 2015, about the time when they released like the Chief Collection.
Oh, no, it was September 2007, so they've already missed the 10-year mark. Just barely, though.
You know what? Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough. Yeah, I'd be pumped to reinvest in that, because I was looking at my Xbox, my 6 games that I've got, and I'm like I want to play something new, but I don't want to go out and get something.
I know how you feel. Well, like for me, it was just one of those things where it's just like I saw the Batman games, and I'm just like, I kind of have an itch to play those games again, and they're $10 for 2 of them, and they're like decently sized games. So I just went, and I was like, hey, it's a good purchase. Playing through. Arkham Asylum was a bit frustrating because it didn't have all of the gameplay mechanics that City had.
Oh,
like one of the things that I liked in like City is how you could like when you're flying you could like dive and like lift, so you could just keep gliding forever.
Right.
But also when you like grapple like on a ledge, you could grapple off of it and fly.
Shoot away.
You can't do that in Asylum. And it's just one of the things where I wish that I had.
just frustrating.
Yeah,
Oh
certain
my
stuff
God.
like that. But there's also other elements that were in City that weren't in Asylum that just made the game easier. Like the times where you have to like the gargoyles are rigged to explode and you can't like stay on them and stuff. Those were annoying because that only happens once in Asylum where you have to like deal with that and some of the other things. But
What version of in Arkham City?
and no, in Asylum,
Oh.
like you didn't have to worry about like certain like gameplay mechanics like that. We're gonna take this and that away from you. The one thing that's frustrating is trying to go for the Riddler challenges, but you need like this equipment that you unlock later in the game. It's just like, oh my god,
Finish
No.
our game.
Finish the game first, then do it. It's like no.
You're like, I'm the world's greatest detective here. I can figure this out.
Especially because like in one of them, like the cryptographic like sequencer where you just kind of like spin like the joysticks and stuff and it like unlocks things. It's just like he has that on him,
Yeah.
and then he's just like, there you go. Like oh, I need it now. I'll use it. I'm like, I could have used this way earlier. And like they're getting like the grapple gun that you can like pull like vents and stuff off from like a distance, or like when you get like the 3 that shoots the 3, you can pull down walls. I'm like, why did just when you got like the grappling gun, why didn't you just take like the 3 hooks right off the bat? It made everything so much easier.
Because it's a learning experience. You've got to make the challenges, gameplay. You got to play for at least 5 hours so we can get our investment in.
The one thing I'm excited to play City again, but I'm also not because I know it's a much bigger game than Asylum was, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be overwhelming because Asylum was just the right size where it wasn't overwhelming. Where it's like it's a big game, but you're not like, what's going on?
I get overwhelmed because I didn't get an Xbox 360
especially for
until-
doing all like the Riddler challenges.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially because like the way those were structured, it was mostly just either find the collectibles like the trophies or tapes, or just solve like the riddles. Where it's like, oh, there's like this setup thing. You have to like take an image of
the challenges.
There's like the annoying in like City. There's the annoying ones where you have to hit the buttons.
The
like, you have to,
buttons.
like time it with like the batterings and
God,
stuff.
I hate those.
There's also like, don't you have like a City that you like pilot around?
You have a Batarang. You can pilot around.
No, because that's an asylum as well. Like the remote control Batarang, they have that. You didn't have to use it though.
A drone.
It's like a drone that you can like drive around. Because I remember like going through like events and stuff, trying to figure out in like city. You know what I mean? Trying to get to like a challenge.
I feel like that's just the Batarang.
Maybe
The remote Batarang.
But there's that. One of the things. Oh, what was it? That was in. I can't think of it now. Oh, you could use the in city. You could use the grapple gun to just grab trophies.
That's
if they were like sitting out. I do remember like doing
Yeah.
that. I'm like that would have been nice in Asylum because a couple of times just like I can see it's right over there.
It's right there. I could get it.
And there's
man.
like the one game because like with the zipline gun in city, how you have to like zipline one way and then like do like the thing where you like switch direction with it and shoot another way and like go. I remember that. You don't have to do that in Asylums. Like, that's nice. There's certain stuff I'm like in Asylum where I like get it. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to do this now. Nope, that's not till the next game.
I would have liked, and I know it's like maybe from like a marketing standpoint, they looked at it and they're like, well, nobody cares about this stuff, but like if they had expanded on the Arkham universe, not isn't like, oh, here comes another Batman Arkham Asylum game. Let's
See,
like do something like,
because I never played Arkham Knight. I watched people play it,
Yeah.
and like I just knew the storyline right off the bat. Like, oh, it's the Arkham Knight, and it's just like you see like some of the stuff in it. You're like, I know what this story is.
And-
They
yeah,
just
everybody and their brother knew what the story was, but they were all like, who run Rocksteady runs those games? What did they say? They're like, oh,
If they
it's-
called it Batman the Red Hood, everyone would know what would happen in it.
yeah, and everybody's like, oh, we know exactly what this is, and they're all like, oh, it's not the same story.
I want like good Batman movies
Oh,
again.
God, yeah.
But
How?
like, I don't know.
Maybe that's just the cycle.
I honestly would not even mind more Batfleck, as they
No,
call him.
he's a
I thought he
fine
was
Batman.
fine. I like a part of me like doesn't like the fact that he just kills people, and I'm like, oh, like that kind of ruins. Because a lot of the Batman's like problems and like dealing with
Where-
situations is like I can't let anyone die.
Where did he? Because I only watched Suicide Squad. God help me, and
In Batman vs Superman, he kills people like straight up because he's like blowing up cars that people are in and stuff like that.
really okay. I
And
gotta
then-
watch it again.
And then there's at one point where like he kind of like he doesn't do it himself, but like he's like fighting a bad guy. I think he takes his gun and like you know what I mean, like kind of like twists his arm as he's like shooting and like shoots another dude, stuff like that. Like the most that happened in like the Christopher Nolan things is like. Christian Bale, like, you know, he does the thing and he like points a gun at the foot and he like shoots the dude in his own foot. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, but that's not, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah,
A lethal wound.
I see what you mean.
There's like the time where like, okay, I think in Batman vs Superman, like, a grenade gets like thrown and he basically throws it back, just like blows up like 3 people. It's one of those things where it's just like, Batman's not supposed to kill people.
It's like I feel like it's like, oh well. We don't,
Well, like, did you see Batman vs Superman, or did you not remember it that well? If you didn't see it, that's fine.
no, I saw it.
You know the part where because like Batman goes to save Superman's mom. Spoiler alert. Who cares? But and the one dude has like the flamethrower. He basically like hits the dude in the flamethrower.
Yeah,
No, sorry.
that subway.
The
is
subway. It's
killing
coming
me.
back for me. He hits the dude in the flamethrower. It explodes. He just like covers. You know what I mean? Superman's Martha in his cape because it's like flame resistant.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, he just killed someone there.
Yeah, I see what you mean, and it's like it's clearly somebody is in the office.
It doesn't like it's like in a way where it's like it's not like he's just like putting a gun to people's heads and
No,
just
no.
like
He's not
straight up murdering.
executing men. No, it's like oh, we need Batman to be able to keep up with Superman and stuff. It's like to be as action oriented to Superman. It's like that's not really the point of Batman. He's supposed to be such the antithesis of Superman, so that you've got that like, well, yeah, Batman's whole thing is like he has a weapon that he could, you know, put Superman down, but he wouldn't put Superman down.
Right. Well, this was like in I don't know, like Batman is not like a happy character at all, but somehow they make him seem even more just, like grim. Or, like even
Yeah.
Christian Bale, who's like all like serious, he's not really like that like jokey or anything. Seems more like
But-
lighthearted and full of hope.
Yeah, I was watching Batman. what was it? What was the first one called? Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And it's like, God, he's just like he's kind of happy in that show. I'm like,
Yeah,
I missed
yeah.
that.
You know what I mean? He you know what I mean? He makes like jokes and stuff, but like Ben Affleck just has this like look of death.
My parents are dead. It's like, oh God.
He's just like, I must punish you. It's just he's basically like Bane.
Yeah.
He's just like
you're a criminal. There's like the Rooster Teeth short where Adam Kovic plays like the guy who keeps taking like villain odd jobs as muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Batman keeps coming in. He's like, scum, and he beats the crap out of him.
Yeah, exactly.
He's with his family, and he's like, I've turned my life around. I've started my business. He breaks into the place in front of his kid. Scum.
Exactly. It's one of those things where it's like, I'd like to see like a standalone movie because like he is technically in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's just like a brief scene here or there.
For 5 seconds.
Yeah, a total of like 1 minute he's in it. Because you see him take out, well, like Joker just leaves, but like Harley Quinn, you see him like take her out, and then he arrests Deadshot, or he like stops him. Like that's it.
And it's like, yeah, give him a standalone, and then give us a good Batman story. I feel like Ben Affleck could do it.
Right.
It's just.
I also like the theory more that like this Joker is Jason Todd. I like that idea. I'm like, you could salvage that if you just say Jared Leto's Joker is Jason Todd, and I'm like, that's fine.
You know what?
Fine.
You know what? I could even. Well, no, I couldn't deal with it because like I would say it's this is just a continuation of Christopher Nolan's Batman. I'm like, no, you can't, because Dark Knight Rises ruins all of that. Yeah. But like, before Dark Knight Rises, I could deal with like this whole like series being like a continuation of that, and somehow.
No, they're to me they're just two different. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Two different universes. It's much like, it's not like with Spider-Man being introduced to the Avengers. It's not like it's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man anymore.
No, God no.
You know what I mean? It's just like we start over.
How did you get this 30-year-old man to go back to being 16?
Yeah, or just like saying, the 1997 Batman is actually, and the Christopher Nolan ones are just a continuation of that. It's like, no. We start over.
You'll be hilarious though, because everybody loves multiverse theory. You open up that portal and you see all the Batmans.
No.
Woohoo!
That's not how it works.
Let's just burn everything.
Right. But, yeah. I don't know. I'd like to see a standalone Batman. It probably...
Actually...
There's also supposed to be, like, the DC, like, girls. Like, DC villain. There's, like, Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and Harley Quinn. And they're supposed to have their own movie together. It's like, okay. I mean,
yeah,
because
that is a storyline they keep doing all the time. Like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy have a on again, off again relationship where sometimes it gets super serious, and sometimes they're just roommates, and then other times it's like
just roommates. This is just the idea of like any of those characters being like, oh, we're just roommates.
Oh yeah, totally. But it's
Green Lantern, Green Arrow. There's roommates. There's rooming together.
They're just rooming.
Like they're just doing like very average stuff, just like in costume. That's what how I imagine it.
There would be an interesting movie, except you'd have to set it in the 60s, where it's like. Because there was I remember watching this super.
They did. It's called Watchmen. No,
yeah. No, but that's like that is pretty much what it was, because it was like in the 60s they were running out of ideas for this Green Lantern, Green Arrow comic series they had, and it's like, oh well, Green Lantern's a racist on Earth, for some reason, and Green Arrow is trying to bring him back to the light or something like that, or Green Arrow is a very left-wing guy. But Green Lantern is more of a right-wing guy, and they clash all the time. And it's like, oh, that's some interesting story stuff.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. It's like, oh,
it's like that. Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
I don't know. Also, something like this was kind of like a shower thought I had. No one in any of the movies calls Diana like Prince Wonder Woman. That's just like the assumed name. I don't think anyone calls her Wonder Woman in the entire series.
I don't even think.
So what do they call her?
I don't even think they call her that in the newspapers. Like if a newsprint pops up, it's like, oh look, we recognize this person as Diana Prince or something like that. And it's like, Wonder Woman.
And then I realized, I'm like, did she ever get called Wonder Woman?
No. That's an interesting
Well,
thought.
isn't
Never
it-
thought about that before.
Isn't in Justice League, most people call her Diana anyway. I know Batman does.
In like the animated series?
Yeah, the Justice League animated.
It weirdly varies. Like sometimes John Jones will call her, and then there's another one. It's like sometimes he'll be like, Wonder Woman, we have to go to this place, and then like when they're, and it's like if they're in front of the rest of the league, it's like Wonder Woman, and then sometimes if they're in private situations, it's like, yeah, Diana, hey, how's it going, that kind of thing. I don't know what the rules to that are. I'd like to talk to like one of the writers and be like, where in a Justice League situation, where do you change the names? Like nobody will ever say Bruce or Clark, but when do you call Martian Manhunter?
Sometimes Wonder Woman says like, "Oh, Bruce," but that's the only one like in private.
In a super private situation, but people outside of the league will call Martian Manhunter Manhunter. We should have done. I should have done a voice exercise before we did this, but like nobody ever calls Manhunter. They'll call him John Jones sometimes. Like people are like, and here's
John Jones, the MMA star.
John Jones, the the Martian Manhunter. That's they got it. You know what? I always think back. My favorite arc in Justice League was in Justice League Unlimited, where like they were fighting this government agency called Cadmus.
Oh yeah, I have heard about this.
And it's like it's a really interesting arc where it's like the Justice League has a super weapon and like Cadmus or somebody working within Cadmus uses it to blow up like an American city.
Oh wow.
And like
it kind of reminds me of the Captain America Winter Soldier. They have like the one thing like, oh, we're gonna take out like we have like this weapon that like they're just gonna like take out people and stuff like that.
Yeah. But it's like it becomes a question of like, okay, so the Justice League, should you be allowed to do this stuff anymore? Because it's like, first of all, you had a super weapon hanging over our heads that somebody could hack into and blow up an American city. And then you have that, and then you have people who are like, you're superpowered freaks. You got a legion of superpowered people that you can beam anywhere in the planet with alien technology or whatever.
But at that point, it's just like, it's going back to the Dark Knight when the one like Reese dude is just like kind of figures out who Batman is. Morgan Freeman's character Lucius is just like, so you're telling me that you think Mr. Wayne, one of them, a billionaire, one of the most influential people, is a mass vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a bloody pulp, and your first thought is to blackmail him. It's just like, what are you gonna do to this person?
He could disappear so quickly.
I saw, because I was just looking at like YouTube videos and something, that Mr. Reese is like a nod potentially to the Riddler, because like the Riddler's name is like Edward, Edward something.
Nigma.
Well, he changed his name to that. It's not his actual name,
Right.
But they have Mr. Reese Mysteries.
That's
Because the Riddler's credited with being one of the people being able to deduce who Batman is. So it's like, oh wow, that's a interesting nod you have there.
They actually touched on that in that Justice League arc where it's like how do you get to Batman, even because of like the people at this government agency Cadmus, they know Batman is Bruce Wayne. Mm-hmm. And like at one point, like when all the stuff is getting like before they blow up the city, but like the stuff is getting hot with like the American government and the Justice League, Batman goes to the headquarters of this person's house while they're taking a shower. Like he breaks into this high security house and he walks into this person's shower. It's what is her name? She was in she was in Suicide Squad.
Waller.
Yeah, Amanda Waller. And it's like he breaks into her house, high security place, and pops into her bathroom while she's taking a shower, and it's like, listen, I don't know what's going on. Justice League ain't doing this crap. You need to step off.
How'd you get in here? It's just like, this is why you don't want to mess with us.
No, it's like it's such an awesome moment, and there's like, I remember there's such a good, especially in Justice League Unlimited, there's such a good situation with those two where it's like they've got such good chemistry as like two two people butting heads, two human beings butting heads over these gods. Wonderful stuff. That Justice League. That
Oh yeah,
good DC.
good DC. Yeah, that's like I said. Like as I've stated before, I'm not really a big fan of Superman, but as you pointed out, or it's just like DC's like hero list for the most part is like gods amongst men.
Yeah.
Whereas like Marvel is more of just people who are gifted incredible abilities, but they're not I wouldn't say, aside from like Hulk and Thor, who is literally a god. You know what I mean? They're not really like gods, and even like Thor has his Hulk has his limitations because it's just some very like hard to control beast.
They're all people who, through some science, yes, people argue whether or not Thor is based on that's just an alien race that does these things. I won't even go there. But everybody's kind of based within a science. Star-Lord was picked up by aliens. That's why he fights.
And also his father was a planet.
His father was a planetary god being.
Yeah.
That's the other god situation, but it's still.
But that one
he's a person.
I'm like there's some science why you could explain that one to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's
he's a sentient being.
There's there's kind of a godlike race in the Marvel things called the Celestials. Celestial beings, Thanos is a Celestial, which are almost gods. They're not immortal, but they're pretty hard to kill.
Yeah.
And it's just like those Celestials. Thanos is one. Ego was one. I can't really think of too many other. Galactus, yep. But actually, now that he could be a thing now, because now that they own that now.
You know what? Monopoly's bad. Monopolies are bad.
But it makes the Marvel universe work. It's okay, we have all the properties now.
You start it's like putting band-aids over these open wounds in the Marvel universe.
It's like when you're literally playing Monopoly and you finally get all of the same color. You're like, all right, let's do some work here.
Let's fix this.
All right, let's put up some hotels.
It's bad, but it's I'm gonna be super pumped. And you know what? If I get to work on one of those movies, it'll work out for me.
Yeah, right. Oh, sure.
I'll be fine with that. What's
but
that?
Also,
you want me to work on?
I know, because a lot of reasons why they picked up most of Fox's stuff is so they could have a good list for a streaming service. I want that streaming service.
Oh my god!
I said something. I'm Star Wars movies, the Marvel movies. Honestly, you could almost sell me on just that, but it's Disney, so you can have all your Disney movies, and then you have just the list of all the Fox movies they got. It's yes.
It's gonna be horrifying that everything you can only go to Disney to get all of these things, but you only have to go to Disney, and then you start your arguments there.
It may be in 10 years, but in 10 years they will lose. I wouldn't say a lot, but they're going to lose some of those properties. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's just because they can't, you know what I mean? You can only hold on to it for so long, and you have to make something. But with all of the movies and stuff they're making, I don't think they'll have enough to be all right, we're going to make this and that.
The tighter grip you hold on your systems, the more that slip through your fingers.
Exactly. Where they're but yeah.
It's a interesting stuff. And you know what? I'm going to give it to Disney. They've got a pretty good thing with quality control. I mean, we're watching Gravity Falls, and we got it in the background on the TV right now.
The thing with Disney is you're not going to get anything that's too outside the box. Chances are you're not going to get something bad. You could, but it's just, you know what I mean? It's a pretty, case-by-case basis. For the most part, you're going to get decent things. But the problem I have with it is you're going to get decent things. The problem is they're all too similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the story structures are way too similar. Or just if you made decent films, but they're just different stories, sure. Doctor Strange was Iron Man again, just told in a different medium.
But in that case, I think it's just it's hard to make something new because that's virtually all Marvel is. It's just
right.
After you get past Captain America.
I guess Winter Soldier was different.
Well, once you get past the original properties, it's they all kind of blend together. In the comics, they all kind of if you get down to the base stuff, it's they are kind of the same.
Right.
So it's hard to get past that, and I can't fault them for that. But it's like with Disney, you get quite a bit of quality control. I mean, this is a good looking show, this Gravity Falls, and they got like a ton of shows, a lot of shows like that. Don't talk about their live action stuff though. I wouldn't agree with that. But
No,
I don't think anybody can do a live action TV series anymore. I think.
Well, I mean, not like. Sorry, that Subway is coming back with a vengeance. But you can definitely do live action TV. Maybe not like children's shows.
Well, there's like Netflix.
Kids.
Netflix they're bringing live.
The thing I hate about Netflix is they do too much is a TV series.
Yeah, I know.
Where it's just like just make a.
Stop beating the goddamn mic.
I touched it once. All right, calm down.
You're touching it so many times. My ears are like ringing with horrible things. You keep doing it.
Well, see, now you brought it up, so now I'm just gonna play.
I brought it up because you keep doing it.
I'm gonna play you a tune. There's so many like Netflix properties that's becoming oversaturated. Where it's just like they make too much, and some of the stuff of like, oh, I would watch that if it wasn't 10-hour series. You know what I mean? Or like this or that. Where it's just like if it was a movie, I would watch it. But you're making. When you make 3 shows, I'm like, maybe that sounds kind of interesting, but there are 10 episodes, an hour a piece. That's 30 hours of content that you know what I mean, would have to watch. But just one of those things where it's like
they just need to start. Maybe they need to. That's the thing. Everybody gets really big ideas with these things. You just need to condense. Like, try something small. Try something nice and small, and then go for gold.
Right. I see, but like
they went straight for like, okay, we can do 10-hour movies. Let's do it.
Yeah. And like a lot of things where I'm just like, you know what I mean? A lot of other ideas and stuff, I'm like, maybe. And a lot of stuff that I've watched so far, there's some really good things. There's some it's really just average.
Have you watched Bright?
Yes.
What is your consensus on that?
See, everyone's like the critics hated it, but like when watching it, I was like, that was an enjoyable experience. I thought it was fine. They're like, they're make a second one. I'm like, that's fine. People were like, oh, they're making a second one. It's just like that ended rather open-endedly. So they talk about like spoiler alert for Bright, but like Bright they talk about the magic wands. There's like 3. You need like 3 magic wands to break down to bring the Dark Lord back or whatever. And they only go through 1 magic wand, and you know what I mean, and Bright. So it's just like, well, yeah, you could easily have a trilogy there: 1 wand, 2 wand, 3 wand.
And they're working on a sequel now.
Yeah.
So
it's just like, there you go. That's fine with me.
Something condensed, good story, leave it in like, let's say 2 hours.
It was a bit sloppier, but someone compared it to almost like a Men in Black thing, and I'm like, kinda, sorta, not quite.
You can't. It's a horrible thing to say. You can't put Will Smith in a movie where there's 2 people solving crimes and not compare it to Men in Black.
Yeah,
he did a movie right after Men in Black that was basically Men in Black in the West.
Oh, no, well.
Have you seen Wild Wild
Oh
West?
Yeah, dude, it's a great schlock film, but I wouldn't compare that one to. I guess
they get on a super train
because
and
like
they turn down. They press the button and the walls turn and they're covered in weapons and things.
Oh yeah, you do got me there.
And then like
I was gonna say the only thing that I could compare to is like the weird gadgets and stuff that they have.
Yeah.
Story wise, it's I guess you can compare that one to Men in Black.
I think they were made really like too close together is what the problem was, because it's like somebody saw buddy super cop movies or something were on the rise with Men in Black.
Right.
Like we need to keep up with this, and it's like, oh, you did it too soon. It's just Men in Black in the West.
But I don't really see Bright as
It didn't look that way.
Yeah, it was just like I would go with Men in Black, but
of course I've yet to watch it, so
it's good. Like I said, it's a movie. You don't have to invest 10 hours into it to get, it's just I don't expect that much from it. A lot of stuff in the beginning, because there's like messages in it, but they're really not that subtle at all. They're very on the nose, where it's like, come on now. It's not even like you're trying. But you know what I mean? There's like stuff like that where it's like, but I thought it was good. It was an entertaining movie. I was entertained by it. That's all I needed.
And that's all you can ask for. That's
Watching it, like there's certain movies where you watch them and you just like keep noticing flaws and like want to like, you know what I mean, like they just keep like detracting from the movie. You do notice some flaws when watching Bright, but it doesn't like detract from the movie. You're just like, oh, this is a enjoyable experience. You don't really think that much about it. When you start to like think about it and break it down afterwards, maybe, kind of like, all right.
How did you feel about the runtime of Stranger Things? Because those ran for an hour, but I feel like that show keeps you interested just enough where it's like, okay,
yeah.
I don't feel like I'm totally wasting my time.
Except for that episode 7, wasn't about it.
Episode
Weird
7.
discount X-Men like storyline. I didn't like it.
I get world building. I'm all for it, but maybe not that right now.
But it doesn't seem like this has come from someone who like wanted like a different story each season. Now it doesn't seem like there's not much of a world to it. It's just this one thing. You know what I mean? Like now, if you were to tell me that like all like this like, you know, crazy stuff happening all over like the world, and it's not just the Upside Down, I'd be like, this is just too much now.
Yeah,
because the Upside Down is already like a lot to handle. And stuff like
it's like that's still not totally explained, like what it is and all that stuff.
It doesn't have to be.
Which is fine. But it's like, let's take something from that and maybe like make one more season where we're doing something, and maybe
one more,
and maybe a villain of a week or something like that. Where like
I would say one more. Yeah, I would say one more season with like the kids and like that storyline. Oh man, that Subway.
And then you got a nice
and then
trilogy.
Like Stranger Things and put like a little like sub thing under that, and then make whatever Stranger Things like this or that, or
like a sub series where it's like mini
like American Horror Story, where now like the seasons just change. You know what I mean? Like what you spend 10 episodes, one storyline, and then you just swap.
Stranger Things.
It's
not about this.
Just make it long form Twilight Zone. That's kind of what it was the first season of, like I thought it was, of Stranger Things. I was like, oh, they're gonna go that way, and they're like, no, all the cast will return. I was kind of like, darn it. But season 2 was good. Now they're setting up for like a trilogy format, so it's just like, all right, do that.
I could deal when those kids get older. I could deal with that kind of thing where they don't change the cast, but they change the situation and all the stuff. Because then it actually...
Are they changing the characters themselves, or is it like same actors?
No, it's the same actors, but it's a totally different story.
I would want... I mean, I like... There's certain characters and certain things that I love. I love Hopper. You know, I love David Harbour as the sheriff and stuff like that, but like just get new characters.
Okay.
Don't make Stranger Things these kids' career. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it, you know, their starting point and like one of their
I feel like
races,
it could be,
but like,
because that's kind of where, and now, you know, with who was it? Peele's doing the new Twilight Zone.
Yep.
With that, like the original.
And I guess
Twilight
I'll
Zone,
get my fix from that, but if they don't do like the whole, like, you know what I mean, like long form Twilight Zone with Stranger Things past season 3, I just want there to be a season 3 and that's it. Fight that big tentacle monster thing.
Figure it out. Finish the series.
Yeah, figure it out. You know what I mean? Do it and then be done.
Yeah,
because as I said, Stranger Things is very 80s.
Yes.
And a very 80s things to do is like the trilogy. 1, 2, then 3, then done. Just end it there.
That's the real show. Maybe
Stranger Things season 4, 5, and 6.
Or if it's Stranger Things season 4, it's got to be totally different. It can't even be the same thing.
Yeah.
You kill Jason.
You kill Jason. Well, that didn't work.
Yeah. But
they tried about 13 or 14 times.
That's the point. Like, something else can try to figure out what to do with the Upside Down later on.
Yeah. Maybe he can relate like somewhere down the line, but
Officer Harper can go live a life after this.
The thing I would do is if I had a thing where it's just like Stranger Things, maybe this time high school kids, aliens in the desert. Do that.
Oh, I could dig that.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. We should, Matt. We should write something and sell it to Netflix.
Yeah, good luck with that. I mean, honestly, good luck with that because they do a lot. You know what I mean? They pick up a lot of things.
We can do it.
Don't ever be afraid. Take that chance. Take that risk.
You could do aliens. You could do ghosts.
Demons.
You could do skeletons. Just skeletons. They don't do anything.
That's too spooky, Matt. That's too spooky.
Oh, okay.
For me.
My apologies.
I'm scared.
Instead, we'll have big giant men. We'll have giants. I was making a comment to what's on our television screen that you cannot see.
What is it? I forget what he's called.
He's a centaur.
He's some kind of centaur, man.
Yeah, centaur.
Gravity Falls is fun. It's a fun show. All right, we're coming up on like an hour and a half here.
Oh my God.
We've been talking a while. No, this is going to be a good episode. I guarantee it.
We aimed for 45 minutes and we doubled it.
My mic's doing a weird thing. Give me that screwdriver. I'm sure this is going to be fun, fixing my mic on the fly.
Hey, what do you do? Well, you play you a tune.
It's just rumbling. It's just horrible tinging, rumbling.
It's
noise.
music, Chandler, and it's expression.
I'm expressing myself through my muse. So yeah, we're coming up on an hour here. I think we did a pretty good show. This is a good format. We like sitting around, and someday we'll have that nice office. We can just sit down and.
This is a question that I don't know. I guess we'll let the audience know. When is the next live Dark Side going to be? Is it going to be this coming Thursday?
Ooh.
Or is it going to be next Thursday?
This should be coming out on Friday, if I play my cards right.
Right.
Yeah, not this next Thursday, but the Thursday after. I think we will have.
We'll let everyone move back, get acclimated. I say that, but it's just me and you moving back. Alex has been there still.
We might do some. We might go and like do the Dark Side, but that's not going to be an official show. Like if it pops, if you guys go to cardinalradio.com on Thursday night at 9,
tune in. Maybe we'll be there.
And we're there. Then
if you just hear random music, not like the normal, we're not there.
We're not.
I'll put it to you like that.
But the next Thursday will be definitely a live and recorded podcast. But if something else happens and like we end up losing our slot, or we just decide like, hey, we don't want to record at Cardinal Radio anymore.
Oh, do we have to do that again? Do we have to re-register our slot?
Ah, shoot, yeah, we do. I think we do.
Get on that.
We gotta get on it. We'll get that figured out.
Oh well, wait, isn't it? I forget. Dominic is the programming director. I think I can butter him up. Considering I live with them.
I think we can figure that out. We can make an arrangement.
We can make an arrangement. Oh man. Yeah, I definitely like. Yeah, Thursday 9 to 11 is the Dark Side. Like I don't want to change that format.
It sits nicely. It's a good way to end the week.
Yes.
For us at least. I don't know how you guys feel. And I want to do. The thing is, I want to start doing. I'm gonna start doing ads. We're gonna do ad stuff on the Dark Side episodes and any Let's Plays we do. But going through Cardinal Radio kind of concerns me when charging things. I feel like we have to give them a cut, and I would be very happy to do that. But right now, Pilot Shorts isn't like financially stable, and I'd actually like to start getting Pilot Shorts to more like actually getting it as a side business kind of thing.
It's something that's kind of funny. One of the things, I just recently bought a duffel bag, and one of the things I was thinking while like looking at duffel bags on Amazon was I should just get like one of those kind of like like bank robbing looking duffel bags just to use for like my clothes, but if you ever need it in a shoot, you can just double. But I mean, I just got like a duffel bag. It's just a regular duffel bag.
It's like we forget to change out the stuff. Like, all right, let's get that catch, and it's just your dirty clothes.
You don't put dirty clothes in your duffel bag. Come on now.
I just got back from a trip. Sorry, guys.
Oh, there you go.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for listening. We hope you enjoyed this this Homebrew podcast. And let us know if you're interested in Let's Plays. Let us know if you guys have any game requests. We might see what we could do. No promises on anything because, money. And we will see you next time.
We'll see you some point in the future.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Subway.
Eat flesh. Zombies. Eat flesh.
Yes.
I love it.